Well, hey folks, my name is Brad, and as you could probably see behind me, today I've brought my metal detector to this lakeside beach. Now, what's so special about this beach? Well, just on the shore over here to my right are the ruins of an old farm that was abandoned well over 100 years ago. And since we haven't had any meaningful rain in the last 2 months, all of this land is now exposed, which you would normally need scuba gear to metal detect, but not today. If this is one of my first videos that you've seen, I post one of these every single Friday. So if you like what you see here today, consider subscribing or just come on back next week. Super excited. I'm gonna get my metal detector out, see what we can find here. All right, I have a very high tone. It's over 90 on the metal detector, which is always a good sign. Maybe a big piece of copper, maybe a piece of silver. We're gonna dig this up together. It's right here. The first thing I'm going to do is use my pinpointer to see how shallow it is. It appears to be very shallow, right here. You can see it, it's green, whatever it is. We ready to reveal what it is? Well, we had to expect to find at least one of these. Fishing lure. All right, let's see if we can find something older. Well, thus far today, I haven't really found any really nice high tones on the metal detector that didn't end up being a fishing lure. I always hope it's gonna be a big copper coin or something silver. Fishing lure. And that being said, I have found a few coins already. They were wheat pennies. I didn't end up getting the cameras out for those. I wanted to wait till I found something a little bit older. That's what we have here. We have another small cent, but it's older than a wheat cent. It is an Indian. Gonna be able to make out a date. Oh, this is the reverse. This is all I saw. Here's the face. Yeah, it looks like 1902, which is about right for the occupants of this place. You know, they were here the end of the 1800s, gone probably by 1910 or so. And so this would have belonged to them in their pocket, into the ground. Here we are over 100 years later finding it. Well, let's hope we find a few more of these. And if I do find a really nice high tone, I'll get the cameras out and we'll dig it together and just cross our fingers that it's not another fishing lure. Well, moments ago, I got a tone on the metal detector that's like low 80s. Wasn't worth getting the camera out ahead of time. And it ended up being wheat cent. Can't make out the date. Early 1900s would be my guess. And I filled in the hole, rechecked. Another target down there. Pulled the plug back out, and wouldn't you know it, a little coin spill. 2 wheat cents. Some poor person lost all of the coins in their pocket. Filled in the hole, rechecked it one last time before walking away. There was still another target, this time a little bit higher. Stuck my pinpointer down in there, and wouldn't you know it, I believe that's a little silver coin this time. We're gonna find out together. Oh, right away, we can see that it is, in fact, a barber dime. Wow, and it's actually in pretty nice shape. Make it out. 1911? So this has been underwater. As you can probably see, there's a black crust on it. Yeah. 1911 dime, silver. Wasn't expecting that today. Incredible. 3 coins in one hole, one of them silver. I will, of course, check one more time before I walk away. But, you know, there's kind of a stone wall behind me here with a break. People were traveling right here, walking, maybe probably every day, multiple times. Who knows what could be in this trail, in this hole even. Awesome. Well, I'm right here at the water's edge, and I just found something that I have no idea what it is. So this is today's mystery find. And you know, honestly, I'm not sure it's even possible to know what it is, but it's fun to speculate. I invite you to go down in the comments below, share your thoughts on what this might be. So a moment ago, I found this, and it's just a very small fragment of something very pretty. It had filigree and swoops and swirls and flowers. It's a bit caked with mud right now, but hopefully you can make that out. And when I first thought it, I thought it was like an escutcheon behind a drawer pull. But then I rechecked the hole and I found more. So now hopefully you can really make out how pretty this thing was. I'm not exactly sure where this went. Maybe something like this. No holes though, if it was behind a drawer pull. Checked the hole one last time, and it just makes it even more of a mystery. Even more of it, obviously, but the back has these two posts. Never seen that before. It's very lightweight. It doesn't seem to be brass. It's almost like a lead pewter. So I'm wondering, maybe a brooch, maybe just like an adornment to a pocketbook. Honestly, the possibilities are endless, but it's very pretty. Happy to have found it. When I get home and get it cleaned up a little bit, maybe we can try to rearrange it to figure out how it went. Maybe something like this? I don't know. Let me know what you think. My optimism leads me to believe it was a piece of jewelry, but it could be a drawer pull too. Well, the camera is set up on a stone wall. It's sunken down into the mud, but certainly was a fence at one point. And I got a pretty nice target, dug it up. There's so much mud, maybe you can see the hole is just full of water now. And I pulled it out and I said, oh my God, a bracelet. It's not a bracelet. Does anybody know what that is? This was a working farm when it was occupied, and this would have gone in the nose of some livestock, more than likely a cow or a bull, ox. And this one looks like it was pulled on real hard and it came apart. Did a cow or a bull pull so hard that they broke the ring? Is that common? I can't imagine it is. That's certainly what it looks like. It looks like it got pulled real hard right here and came apart. Interesting find. Tells a story. I'm not sure what that story is, but maybe some of you folks can help me speculate. Nose ring. Would even fit me. So I just found something I am incredibly excited about. Now, I'm kind of in a junky area right here. There is fragments of plates and bottles all over the place. You can see there's a piece here. That's probably a plate. Here's an old medicine bottle. Bottom is purple from being in the sun. And there's a ton of iron in the ground. Nails, more than likely. So I'm going through real slow and just taking chances on targets I would normally pass by, just because there's so much stuff, so much potential for cool things being in this ground. A minute ago, I found an object which I felt like I recognized it, but I just couldn't put my finger on it. It has a loop down here, and there's a little, maybe it was a tube of some kind, I don't know. Into my junk bag. Rechecked the hole, and I heard another little squeak down there. I dug some more, and I found something I did recognize, and what I'm so excited about. Does anybody recognize that? Maybe you do if you're from the Northeast or Canada. This is a maple sugaring spout. Now, I know from reading the comments below my videos, some folks, they don't know what maple syrup is and they don't understand the process. So here's the really quick overview. Now, we have trees here in Vermont, in the Northeast, in Canada, and elsewhere, and they're called sugar maple trees. Folks would drill a hole, hammer one of these into it, and the sap would drip out into a bucket that would hang below. That sap would then be boiled down, typically not to syrup. Back in the 17, 18, and early 1900s, they would usually boil it down straight to sugar. And they would use that as their sugar. Sugar was expensive. You had honey and maple syrup, and this was used for that. As was this. I believe this is an older variety. This was a hook. You'd be able to hang a bucket underneath it, and this would go into the tree. These are something I've never found before, unbelievably, here in Vermont. in the mountains, surrounded by sugar maple trees. I've never found taps, but here are two within a span of 5 minutes. Can't believe it. This, for me, is the find of the day, no matter what else we find here. Quintessential Vermont. I'm gonna guess these are late 1800s, early 1900s, and these are, without a doubt, going in a prominent place in my display case. So excited. Sugar maple taps. Well, earlier today, I found that broken little piece of filigree and speculated what it might be and said, all right, that's gonna be the mystery find for today, for this video. But then I just found whatever this thing is. And I have some ideas, but it is bizarre looking. It's a piece of brass, all twisted up. It's clearly broken. At first when I saw this, I thought it was a key, but it's definitely not. I have found something very similar to this before in the past, which was horse tack, but it did not have whatever this thing is. Now that I'm looking at it, I think I may have solved the mystery. There is a very specific piece of horse tack that goes, I believe it goes on the bridle strap or maybe closer to the saddle, that has this shape of a small loop, and then in a 90-degree angle we have a big loop. But now that I'm looking at this, we can see that this looks melted and that it dripped down like this. Maybe there was thrown into a campfire. I have no idea, but that's what it looks like to me. This looks like a drip from being melted. Bizarre. Not everything we find metal detecting is easily identifiable, but I think that I figured this one out. I didn't know what I had when I first pulled this thing out. Cool find. Got a nice target here. It's a 93. Thus far today, these have been bottle caps, fishing lures, but we'll find out together here. Basically just mud here. Oh my God, it's a big silver coin. Unbelievable. I was not expecting that at all. Can you see this right here? Oh, it's a barber quarter. It's a barber quarter. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. I can see my filled in holes all around me. I don't know how I missed this. It was a beautiful sounding target. Hopefully you heard it in my headphones. Man. You ready? Wow. Looks like 1902. Look at that coin. Wow. That's such a surprise. So excited. Big old silver coin, silver quarter. They would have really been upset when they discovered that they lost this. I'm sure of it. 25 cents went a long way in 1902. Incredible. I can't believe that it just happened. Well, I'm going to check this area again, just to be sure, and then I think this is a pretty good note to end the day on. We'll get all the stuff I found today out, take a look at it. All right, folks, well, I'm going to call it a day. I stayed as long as I possibly could. It's actually going to be dark in about 30 minutes, so I need to get a move on. But I was so excited about those silver coins I found, I completely forgot about the maple taps. And I actually found quite a few other things which I did not show the camera. Got it all laid out on a rock here. Let's take a look. All right, starting in the back, we have our melted piece of horse tack, which really confused me when I first found it, but I think I figured it out. A whole pile of fishing lures, which makes sense. They're all modern as far as I can tell. We have a piece of a clock. This is a reed to probably a small accordion. Piece of a spoon. I've only found 3 buttons today. Of course, our bullnose ring. Little mystery filigree piece. Our pocket knife, which I do believe is period with the rest of this stuff. This wasn't dropped out of a boat or from a swimmer in the last 100 years, I wouldn't guess. And of course, my favorite find of the day, I think, a pair of maple tap spouts. And then the coins. So I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wheat cents, 2 Indian head pennies. I think I messed up when I said the date when I first found this one. It's actually 1892. We have an 1899 Indian head penny. And then of course the 2 silver barber coins, a dime and a quarter. Absolutely unbelievable. What a surprise. Fantastic day. What else can I say? Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I certainly had a blast, and hopefully I'll see you next week for another new adventure out here in the mountains of Vermont.